The wild weather soaking most parts of the country is expected to be short-lived and ease by tomorrow. Severe thunderstorms are no longer occurring in the Sydney Metropolitan District, and the warning issued by the Bureau of Meteorology BOM has now been cancelled. However, thunderstorms are likely to produce damaging winds and large hailstones over the next several hours at locations including Terry, Newcastle, Gosford, Scone, Cessnock, Maitland, Armadale, Tamworth, Gunnedah, Marie, Narrabri and Coonabarabran. A heavy downpour hit Manly at 2 p.m. Picture Josh Martin. Storms have hit parts of New South Wales today, as a low generated heavy rain in southeast Australia and troughs triggered showers in Queensland, the Northern Territory and Western Australia. Sydney side has slept through another rainy night, and woke to rumbles of thunder this morning. Shortly before 8 a.m., a warning was issued as an intense storm moved off the ranges towards southern Sydney and Wollongong. Manly Beach was closed this morning due to the heavy rainfall. Large hailstones is expected to hit parts of NSW later this afternoon. Supplied a gauge at Bellambi Point collected 10 millimeters of rain in 10 minutes. The Illawarra has been lashed by severe thunderstorms with hailstones battering some suburbs. Damaging wind gusts are expected to the north of Narooma, mainly during the afternoon and evening. Rain and storms will affect the Sydney Basin until the afternoon, before drier and windy conditions develop for tonight and Tuesday. Melbourne is expected to get a possible shower late today, with rain also forecast for Victoria's north, southwest and central regions, according to the BOM. Clouds are cleaning over parts of New South Wales at 2 p.m. Bureau of Meteorology. There is also a high chance of showers in Brisbane, with a possible thunderstorm, and similar forecasts for the Gold and Sunshine Coasts. Darwin will possibly receive a storm, while Alice Springs will be partly cloudy, Perth clear and Broome partly cloudy, with showers in some Pilbara and Kimberley towns. Meanwhile, high pressure is keeping most of Tasmania, South Australia and parts of Western Australia dry. Manly Beach has been closed ahead of the pending storm. Josh Martin. 9 New Southeast Australia's wet weather is continuing after a weak low-pressure trough already dumped much-needed rain in NSW's east at the weekend, and a cool change arrived in NSW and Victoria. NSW's forecast rain is due to a Tasman low forecast to spin up late on Monday, Weather Zone's Drew Casper Richardson said. At the weekend, heavy falls were recorded in Sydney's coastal suburbs, with Rose Bay receiving 61 millimeters by 9 a.m. yesterday and Randwick getting 59 millimeters. The low is forecast to track southeast across the state on Monday and rapidly intensify off the south coast later in the day, Mr. Casper Richardson said. Much of the central and eastern parts of the state will see some good rainfall totals, with severe thunderstorms a risk as well. The highest totals are expected to be in the southeast, with widespread falls of 3,040 millimeters, with higher isolated falls likely, potentially up to about 150 millimeters. The worst of the weather will depend on exactly where the low is positioned and where it moves. The strongest winds and heaviest rain will be just to south of low's center. Wind gusts could reach 80,100 km per hour about exposed parts of the coast. However, the wild weather will be short-lived as the low travels quickly away over the Tasman, so conditions are expected to ease by tomorrow, Mr. Casper Richardson said. A high-pressure ridge will then bring settled conditions for much of the state, he said. Rain is forecast for multiple Australian states. Weather zone. At the weekend, NSW, Victorian and Tasmanian residents shivered through unusually cold temperatures, with Sydney recording its coolest November day in 11 years, just reaching 17°C, according to Weather Zone senior meteorologist Brett Dutchke. On Saturday, the Tasmanian town of Sheffield recorded its coldest November night in more than 50 years at 0.2°C. The NSW town of Narrandera recorded its coldest November night in 45 years at 3.1°C, and the Victorian town of Tullamarine recorded its coldest November night in 19 years at 3.2°C, according to Weather Zone. The last time a November weekend failed to pass into the 20s in New South Wales was in 2006, with Weather Zone, the view of the storm looking from Bellambi towards northern Illawarra on the NSW south coast. Jaden Webster. 9 NEWS. Copyright 9 Digital Thai Limited 2017.